Alright, yeah, another great text response video. Yeah, I watched like 2 minutes of it and said, no, can't watch this twice. So maybe I'll do the play and then report thing just to try to cut this down in size. But anyway, I'm just sure he's just going to keep saying things that are preposterous, but maybe we'll only do half the preposterous. Well, whatever, we'll see. Yeah, I'll get to it. So it's on with the show.
Different aesthetics, same fucking bullshit. But he's saying some ridiculous shit in my video. I'm a status quo defender, and he said all you status quo defenders have are ad hominem attacks. He says this after a whole stream of ad hominem attacks, obviously. You can't defend life on any rational basis, so you resort to this bullshit. I didn't think we had to defend life on a rational basis.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, really, isn't that just sort of amazing? I mean, the most active thing in the universe, you don't have to defend, right? You have to defend everything else you do, but you don't have to defend the universe. You don't have to defend the fundamental mechanism. It's the most active player in the game, and yet it doesn't have to obey any of the rules. Nobody can throw a flag, nobody can complain, nobody can say, well, what if that thing is crazy? Nobody can even do any of that at all. These questions can't be asked. I mean, it's preposterous. So it's the most important question. What's its origin? What's its function? These are questions you ask when there's something whacking about out in the yard. I mean, if something just showed up and it just had arms that flailed and just beat the shit out of stuff and knocked crap over and made horrible sounds and, you know, barfed up horrible vile juices, I wouldn't say, where's it from? What's it doing? That wouldn't be a rational thing to do. The rational thing to do is just to sit back and say, when's it coming for me? No. That's silly.
And also, if we did defend life on a rational basis, then would that justify life?
Of course it would. That's exactly what the rational basis kind of test does. That's what creates the justification. That's like passing the driving test. See, now if you fail the driving test, you don't come up with a rational explanation. Well, that's called failing the test. And then you say, no good. It's like if I'm evaluating the machine, and the machine just goes blah, 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 blah. And so it's, fails the test. It fails to answer the question, what the fuck are you doing? And it just doesn't have an answer. It just says, bah! That's it. Well, yeah, you failed the test. Okay. Steamroller time. Fall in the pit time. Whatever. I'm unplugging your battery. You're done for the day. Whatever the metaphor is. So, yeah, passing the rational test would be really good if you could do that. If you can tell me that life is saving little girls named Susan, I don't know, whatever, in some faraway land from getting repeatedly smashed by a stainless steel fly swatter or something, well, then you have this rational basis that, we have to keep doing what we're doing or else little Susan's going to get whapped with the stainless steel fly swatter. Then you have a rational basis. You have a function. You have a purpose. You're accomplishing something. But see, you don't have any of that. You can't pass the test because all you have validating life is your stupid perception in your head saying, me wani. That's all you have. The me wani isn't based on anything rational in the world. It's just your perception. You're horny for it and you're saying, me horny, and that's all you need is a justification. And I'm saying, no, sorry, machine. You live in a context. And you just can't get away with that. That's not enough of an excuse for your behavior. Jeez. You be dumb, right? Horny and dumb.
And everything and all the suffering and baby torturing and all the bad stuffs. Would that be justified because we had a rational basis for it or a reason behind it?
Well, yeah, it has to be a good reason, of course. The reason couldn't be consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, addiction. The reason couldn't be dumb forces of the universe. That's an explanation of existence, but it isn't a justification for existence. So again, the obligation is to justify it. It's like if I get into the big giant truck, the big giant red truck with the big flashy lights on it, and I go speeding down the road, and jeopardizing running over things and crashing into shit. Well, I have to have a reason to get into the big, flashy, heavy, monstrous, huge truck and go 90 miles an hour down the road. And the reason has to be like, I'm going to do something better than the risk I'm taking. Yeah, that's being reasonable. And you're obviously just don't understand the concept of reasonable at all, correct? Only reasonable conclusion. You don't understand what it is to be reasonable.
It's a question I ask again and again and again. And it just gets completely ignored.
Liar. Yeah, it's a preposterous lie. When did you ever ask the question? It's not even a question. Oh, yeah. No. Would you endorse life if I provided you an explanation of what it accomplishes? When did you ask that question and not get an answer? Yes, you provide me some kind of explanation for what life accomplishes besides being a delusion in your silly fucking goddamn head, no better than me wanting the Mets to win the World Series or something. If you can't come up with something better than me thinky so, okay, and you can't provide some sort of evidence in the world of, here, this is what it does, this is what it accomplishes, see, it makes rubies, something, come up with something. But you've provided nothing. And then to say you've asked the question, no, you haven't done anything. You haven't demonstrated how you have any willingness whatsoever to explain what is accomplished besides you takey and mocky the suffering uffering. That's all you do, pig.
You know, you're making the argument life isn't worth living because there's no rational basis behind it or there's no purpose behind it. So
there's no function to it. Yeah, that's right. Just flailing its fucking arms, spewing out scum, and that's it. Just making little blobs of scum, plopping it out there, just saying, there's a blob of scum. There, have I done my job today? No, you haven't done shit. You made shit. You forced me to sit around here and clean it up. And then yeah, so you're in a negative state. You're creating work. You're making things have to go through harsh experiences and the tedious job of trying to explain to morons, cement-headed, no, it's not even cement, mud-brick-headed morons, what reasonable is.
That implies that if there were a purpose, then it would be worth living, and everything that happens during life would be worth living as well.
Well, that's how equations work. That's right. You put this, you figure out, that's how a cost to benefit analysis works. You used to be an engineer. Well, I mean, you used to profess to have some sort of engineering training of some kind, and you don't really understand what efficiency is and function is, and the fact that something's got to bridge, it's got to make it past that line that says this is minimally efficient. It's got to get past the minimally efficient line at least, and then it has to be better than other choices. You don't understand any of that kind of analysis, and you're an engineer? Something's wrong. Yeah, you're failing the test.
So if that's not the case, then stop arguing that life isn't worth living because there's no purpose behind it.
If that's not the case, well, again, that who is professing that if you gave them some sort of reasonable explanation for what life accomplishes, that they would deny you the right to have that validated as reasonable thought? But you aren't providing reasons. You aren't. Because
you'd also be arguing, even if there were a purpose behind it, it still wouldn't be worth living. So what's the point in making the original lie?
Well, again, that's just a lie, so you're just a liar again. Yeah, that's a straw man all over the place. Point to me to the person who said even if you gave them a good reason, they'd say it wasn't a good enough reason. I mean, they could argue it's not a good enough reason, but I'm just saying if you gave them a good enough reason, who has said that's not good enough? Oh, that's right, nobody. So this is just a straw man bullshit argument. Thank you. Waste of time.
Argument. Oh, I see. It's just rhetoric.
Sorry, it's not just rhetoric. I mean, it's just amazing. How can he call something just rhetoric when he's the one proposing to make an argument he's never made and then presuming other people's reaction to his never made argument? I mean, if that isn't just rhetoric, I don't know what is. You just made all that crap up, sir. I mean, fuck you.
Unless you want to say the ends justify the means, of course.
Well, that's how everything works there, bucko. I don't know, where did you think there's some other way that it works? That you actually have to produce something to justify a negative means? If the means are decidedly negative, they produce a hardship of some kind. We're deciding to put the nuclear power plant in your backyard. And let's say we have some fair mechanism to decide that. Everybody's name goes in a hat, and we all agree that this is the way we're going to decide. And so some sucker, it's in their backyard. That's the way it works out. That's the negative means to the end. But the end is really kick-ass because, yeah, they get all this electricity and shit, and everybody can do their internet and do all their other little bullshit. And so, yeah, that's the way it works. That's the way the real world works, is that you justify a thing by producing an end that has a value, and then you can justify the cost of producing the value. I mean, that's just the way it works. I mean, obviously not all ends are justified by all means, but you can't sit there and declare all ends invalid because they have a means. Of course they have a means. You can't get to an end without a means. Damn it. God, you people are so fucking idiotic.
You know, it's maybe a baby being tortured somewhere. Maybe there's a purpose behind it, because there's a purpose behind everything. Then
yes, you're using the baby being tortured to saw the ropes holding down another baby who's being tortured. So you're going to free the one baby who's being tortured by torturing another baby to saw the ropes. Or something like that.
You know, it's okay to not happen. Or maybe you want to grow up and be an adult and say, well, you know, we create purposes.
And that's being grown up. Creating fables and narratives and fake stories is being grown up. Oh, fuck. Didn't occur to me that that would be the truth. Oh, yeah, that can't be the truth. That's idiotic. No, making up the truth is nonsense. What you do is you discover the truth. You don't create purposes, you discover purposes. You find the ones that already exist. They're already sitting out there, ready to be found, like little Easter eggs and shit. You go find it and you open it up like a fortune cookie and it says, hey, you should become a vegetarian because guess what? Your life is really negative right now because you're hurting a bunch of things that you don't need to hurt. Oh, okay, maybe I'll do that. That's logical. I'll put that in my pocket and say, yeah, I'll accept that little egg of knowledge. And now I'm a better person. Yay! But you don't create the purpose. You discover it. You reveal the truth and it says, oh, you're fat, lazy, and stupid. Oh.
And we justify a lot of our behaviours and actions, but a lot of them are unjustified. And justice itself is a subjective thing.
Justice is subjective. So rational rules to a game, those can't be developed. All the games, like all the rules for soccer or football or boxing or any sport the human race plays, like at the Olympics when there's those little umpire guys and stuff, all of that is that's just arbitrary. They just make up silly, idiotic rules, like you can't fly to the moon, pick up a rock on the moon, and fly back here and hit the other guy with the rock on the moon rock. Yeah, they just make up silly, fucked-hearted, not rationally coherent or reality coherent rules. So it's not a real fact of reality that, you know, using 10 people to pile on one person is intrinsically unfair. That it's not a contest between one mano-y kind of thing, and that's intrinsically, probabilistically, limits the potential for one of the players. One of the players will have a lot less potential in that kind of contest. And it won't be a real measure of his capacity to do something better than somebody else. I mean, if you have a group of 10 people and one person, you're not really measuring those 10 individuals against that one individual. So the 10 individuals, if they all got a fucking document that says, we beat that guy, and they took the we out and just put I, well, that would be a lie. And see, that's the nature of fairness. Yes, so all of that. But no, we never do that. We don't do anything rational when it comes to fairness. All the rules are completely incoherent mishmash. People just made up the rules. Fuck you, you're an idiot.
And that's something that we barter and negotiate with society over.
Well, I barter and negotiate with what? Lunatics? I should do that? Yeah, I should negotiate with, you just wait, fucker. That'll be my negotiation. You wait till your back is turned, you fucking cunt. That'll be my negotiation. Why should I negotiate with people who are intrinsically unfair, exploitive, abusive, taking, rapist motherfuckers? Yeah, my negotiation will be, yeah, I won't kill you today, but just wait, fucker. You're gonna get yours, you son of a bitch.
Whether it is right or wrong to torture babies.
Well, look, whatever they agree to isn't necessarily agreeing to the truth, so what's the point? The point isn't to make a compromise, the point is to reveal the truth. The truth is it's either right or wrong. Negotiating about it doesn't have, we should just negotiate about who's got the better truth, who's got the truth that has more integrity and more cohesion, more connection to what can be demonstrated in the real world, the real mechanics. That should be the measure. The measure shouldn't be because some asshole's a motherfucking psychotic raping bastard. Why should I let ignorance and stupidity pollute the truth? That would be dumb.
These are the kind of things that we barter. There's no truth behind it.
Oh, whatever. I don't even know. Where do you go with that? There's no truth. So there's no truth in the world, right? We can just make it up. So if somebody doesn't like Jews, they can love to put Jews in concentration camps, and it's all okay because they don't like the fuckers. I mean, it's just stupid. They don't have any personal sensitivity. So therefore, because they don't intuitively give a fuck. Damn, I knew that was going to happen. Depressing. Power went out. I wonder what the hell's beeping. Oh, it's the backup. I am fucked. Ugh. Shit. Let's see, I better unplug shit. Anyway, I'll catch you later. And such. I can't really do the video now. And I'm back. Electricity's back. Computer didn't work at first. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, the video card got too hot with the fan off or something. I don't know what happened, but it took a while to get things going again. Anyway, it was very windy earlier, so yeah, okay, I thought the power would go out then. Then the wind dies down, and then the power goes out. And big monster storms swirling about over down there a little. Anyway, hopefully it'll not do too much shit here. I'm really not in the mood for this weather nonsense. Anyway, so we're at deserve has nothing to do with it, says Great Text. So, yeah, like somehow justice is just something you make up. There's no such thing as just desserts or getting what you deserved or earning or any of, no, those are all idiotic concepts. It's just, I don't know, what there's just, I mean, there's a point where you just say, man, people are just way too dumb to be bothered with. I mean, this is just stupid. Justice is a made-up concept. Oh, please.
And that's something that we barter and negotiate with society over. Whether it is right or wrong to torture babies. These are the kind of things that we barter. Truth.
Yeah. There's no truth. Did you hear that? So torturing babies, there's no truth. And you know, I gotta do that again, right? I mean, just too stupid.
The kind of things that we barter. There's no truth behind it.
So there, whatever. So there's no truth to any values. You can't make any value statements that sentient beings don't generate value by existing, by just having feelings. We're not creating value. I don't know, I'm just... There ought to be a law against this. There ought to be a law against being this stupid, to say things this fucking stupid.
And truth in this instance is just some kind of appeal to emotion.
Right. Well, whatever. I mean, there's nowhere to go. I mean, your argument that it's an appeal to emotion is hardly is an irrelevant crime. If torturing a baby, we can't decide that's a crime, then certainly appealing to emotion can't be much of an offense. Being completely making the shit up can't be. Nothing can be a crime. If fucking torturing a baby can't be declared wrong, then nothing else. Your complaints about ad hominem attacks or somebody called me fat or all this other shit you whine about can hardly ever be called some sort of offense. Ugh. I mean, you know, fuck you. You're just insane. You silly fucktard.
Some moralizing force that one uses to gain satisfaction based upon boosting one's ego.
Oh, right, really. It's a boost of one's ego if they're being attacked by the Nazis. You know, and they say something like, this is unfair. Yeah, no, they're boosting their ego. Oh, what a crock of shit.
In my opinion.
You know, you're a retard.
Does that mean I want to see babies getting tortured? Not really, no.
Oh, but if you did, it'd be okay, and we should all accept it and say, yeah, sure, let's give Greytex some babies to torture. No, let's not.
I don't want to hear it either, because it's really annoying.
You should
but,
fucking
you know,
talk.
that being said, Ex-Atheist Red is just fucking ridiculous, man. Your opinions are relevant to me, and the thing is, it's like, I say it's all opinion, you know, it's like, you may have opinions about facts, but they're still opinions. It doesn't then make them facts about facts just because your opinions are about facts.
Well, whatever. I don't even know how you make this distinction. So again, you're conceding the existence of something called a fact, but I just don't understand how the fact of sentience, the fact that we have a conscious experience, isn't a meaningful fact compared to all these other facts. It's not demonstrated. You won't take the testimony of millions, perhaps billions of people will testify to the fact that they feel. And you negate it to all. All the evidence of feeling is negated. It doesn't mean anything. It's not a real experience. It's just something you can declare what I feel. You can tell me what I feel. No, I don't think so.
And also, not all opinions are equal. My opinions are exceedingly more thought out than yours, I think. So, you know.
Well, I mean, you're really preposterously deluded. I mean, this really is disgusting. I mean, the spook has basically outed himself as a schizophrenic lunatic, and you're outing yourself as somebody who, why the fuck would I, why am I even paying attention to somebody that's fucking idiotic? You get to make up the truth? Jesus Christ.
Yours are irrelevant. Your opinions are the irrelevant bleating of an angsty little boy, in my opinion. So, be gone with you. But last night when I was at work...
No, I think he should have, you know, yeah, I think he should, yeah, keep crawling under, you know, keep whatever, nibbling through. Bug the fuck out of him. Yeah, let's do that.
Work, you know, because I work in a job that I have to do it to survive, first of all. But I work in a job where I actually help a lot of people as well. That's one of the side effects of it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Whatever. Let's have the specifics. Help them what? Watch the baseball game?
And I'd probably help more people in any given night than ex-atheist ever done his entire fucking life. But of course, I'm the apathetic do-nothinger. And there's a good argument to be had that if I didn't have to do that job, I probably wouldn't do it. But if I didn't have to work, I would find some other ways of doing other better things in the world. I think.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you just eat more donuts.
But last night, a guy phoned me and said he'd taken an overdose, and the way it usually goes with that sort of stuff is, I just think it's bullshit, you know. It's like, I'm going to kill myself, and there's nothing anybody can do to stop me. And that's the usual kind of bullshit you get, right? And you're just like, yeah, well, I don't believe you. I have to take you seriously, but I don't believe you. You know, I mean, and I don't, because, you know.
Well, whatever. Yeah, I mean, well, anyway, that's not the subject, right? The suicide isn't the subject of antinatalism. It has nothing to do with ethylism at all. So, what's the point here? I don't think there is a point. I mean, somebody who's going to call you up to announce their suicide is obviously doing something besides committing suicide. They're whatever. They're making some sort of statement, I guess, if they have to call you up about it.
It's like that story of the guy in China who was trying to throw himself off a bridge every day, you know, and holding up traffic for hours on end. How dare he? And some old geezer just came on and pushed him off one day. You know? But imagine that whilst he's standing there on that bridge getting all that attention, you know, and everybody thinking about him. Maybe he was imagining people...
Well, whatever. Again, you're just going to use this shit to slander ethylism? Well, fuck you then, okay? This is like the ultimate straw man ad hom attack, right? It's not my responsibility that there's angsty people who do angsty things. It's not the subject. I mean, I can't find anything really worse. I'm thinking, well, maybe I should just do the same thing to you. Well, okay, yeah, I'll just use the serial killer and child molester example. That's what your philosophy enables. You're just creating them right now. You're creating the psychological mechanism that allows them to rape and pillage. So that's the good you do with your fucking life, you evil bastard. You're just a fucking enabler for serial killers and fucking child molesters. You disgusting slob.
Their cars, you know, and he was thinking, maybe there's somebody in those cars that would love me, and maybe they're thinking, oh, that poor guy, they want to get to know me, befriend me, spend time with me.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother with this. All right, I'll watch the end of it now. I'll get back to you if he starts getting back on some sort of subject that matters here. Whatever. Till next time. All right, this ought to be a little bit humorous. So now I guess he's, you know, heroin church kind of stuff or whatever. But anyway, so he's doing this stupid same old bullshit that somehow the nothingness, you know, dying is, you know, not a problem. It's being dead and being nothing that's somehow scary. Ooh, har, which I don't understand at all. You know, the closest I came to dead is when I had my stroke. Well, I mean, I came closer when I had surgery when I was a kid, and appendicitis and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, you know, literal death. Probably. I don't know. Well, anyway, but when I had my stroke, there was no abyss. There was no scary, oh, I'm not going to be here anymore. What a horror. I mean, I woke up, and I was totally, you know, one side of me was totally wiped out, and I was just waiting for the second shoe to fall, as they say. And, there was no angst, no anything. There was just like, this is fucked up. And that's all there was. I mean, I was lucky in the sense, yeah, I wasn't in horrible pain or anything, but I was, you know, certainly facing the realistic fact that I might not be alive in an hour. I mean, that was a realistic, you know, in my, you know, it certainly owned my conscious perception that, ooh, I better take care of some shit because I'm, you know, pretty damn close to being totally fucked here. There's no abyss. There's none of this bullshit. None of this whatever this shit is he's talking about. I didn't see any glimpse of it. This is just such... So anyway, we'll play some of this stuff. So he's just talking about, like, somehow it makes a difference. When you go to sleep and you think you're going to wake up in the morning, somehow that makes a difference than when you go to sleep and you don't think you'll wake up in the morning. That somehow those two events would be different. Yeah, I'd be just such a smile on my face if I know I'm not going to wake up. Cool. Fantastic.
Last time doesn't have that supposition in it. But people who believe it is that way, when they find themselves in a position of losing consciousness for the last time, just like that gentleman last night, they start to fight against it. You know, something else kicks in.
Yeah, says you. Now this is the part where you ought to say that's just my opinion, because, yeah, sorry, no sale.
I would say, oh, it's the addiction to life that kicks in. DNA trying to stop you.
Well, whatever. It's just your ego and your fear and a lot of other things, I guess. But yeah, there really isn't anything to be afraid of except that, oh, what? You think everything else is going to stop moving because you stop moving. So I guess that's an ego problem. Yeah, so fatty.
Rational decision to die. The DNA is controlling you. Puppet master with the strings. It's pulling you away from death.
Well, look, we know we know we have a competitive psychology. We don't like any game to end. We never like to see the pinball machine when the ball goes through the little opening. We don't like that because that means we lose. So yeah, we flip and we try to stop it from doing that because that's our nature. Yeah, that's a duh. All right? I mean, that's another factor contesting. You're saying that's just a matter of opinion too, that we don't aggressively try to keep the ball in play through psychology. Like our psychology is completely owned by that kind of competitive nature. The competitive nature is just some sort of wacky theory. It doesn't have anything correlating to our reality here. No, I think it's a fact. A faith.
The rational conclusion that you must die. Sure, you can contrive it to be anything you want, but until you're in that situation, I don't think your opinion is anywhere near valid.
Whatever. Says you blubbers. I mean, this is just such crap. I mean, all you atheists are just such a bunch of fucking theists with this mumbo jumbo, mysterious death fears. The abyss is going to slap you in the face and say you don't really want to die, or some kind of bullshit. I mean, what a bunch of crap.
Don't have adequate information with which to assess it either.
Oh, yeah, we do. Brain on, brain off. Okay? You know, by his argument, I mean, just understand what he's saying. He's saying somehow if people blow their brains out with a shotgun, they're going to regret it. He's saying something that idiotic here. Oh, they don't know what they're in for. Yeah, they're going to turn their brain off, shit for brains. Fuck you.
I mean, sure, if that guy's still alive, right, and then a month later, after much contemplating over his new perspective, he still decides he wants to go through with it. You know.
Well, I guess the abyss theory is bullshit then, because he pretty much is just going to say, fuck, the abyss was just a delusion in my head. Yeah, I made all that up. So, yeah, let's get the job done right this time. Let's not fail.
Am I saying it's a wrong decision? No. There's no right and wrong with it.
Oh, whatever. There's no right and wrong. There's no right and wrong. I mean, this is just such crap. Fucking, like I said, this is just crap. It's 2 + 2 math, and I don't know how you people can break 2 + 2 math, but you do. It's a fundamental piece of being alive, human, and rational, to recognize that there is such a thing as right and wrong, good and bad, nice, not nice. These are words we have because they're really easy to put things in these broad categories. Now, some things it's a little tough to say whether it's a round peg or a square peg or what hole it goes into. But most things, it's really easy to say, that's red and that's blue.
But certainly, I would respect his decision more. Infinitely more than I would respect a decision of some youthing, attention-seeking, ennui-driven little twerp over the internet. Talking about the right to die.
So look at that. I mean, what was that about? So he respects the decision if you fail the first time and then you do it right the second time. That's more respectable or something. I don't even know what that means. So what if you're successful the first time? It's not a respectable decision. Why? Oh, because you didn't know that you were going to regret it after your brains are on the fucking wall. That the brain on the wall was going to regret it. Yeah, making preposterous face, because that's just preposterous standards you have for respectability. Fuck. Asshole.
And that's about that, really.
Blah, 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 blah.
It could go on at length, but
you gotta go pick your nose instead. whatever. Lame, 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 lame. See if anybody says anything. Oh, the spook said something. The spook who's, crazy. I really liked your statements about the abyss being grand nothingness, and that is the great fear. Whatever. You don't have any fucking credibility anymore to spook. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, he's seeing things and hearing things, and he's theologically saying that these things are real, even though he's been diagnosed as a kook. What's the point in that? I mean, he's proven his kookery. I mean, he jumped off of a building because he thought there was a staircase to heaven. I mean, that should tell you, yeah, I'm a kook. Fuck. On to Kantavad. No sentence also means no joy. No sentence. If we never been, there's no deprivation of anything. If we'd never been, there is no deprivation of anything. Once we've stopped being, O-T-O-H, there is no more suffering. It may as well have never been, unless you believe in an afterlife. Do you, smiley face? I don't know what that even says. Yeah, sorry. I have no clue what he's saying. Just seems to be making my argument. But, he'll make some other stupid fucktarded argument. So, whatever. Great text. Listen, he said, I won't bother reading the other comment. I'd argue that pessimism is a meme which spreads from the brain to brain, destroying most beneficial thought processes going on inside any given host brain until all that is left is an emotionally crippled and thoroughly repugnant mind. Yeah, well, I'll say the same thing about you. You are a thoroughly repugnant, disgusting creature. You're a silly spectator who thinks things exist for your entertainment. They suffer for your entertainment, so you can have another chocolate donut. Fuck you. I hope you get exactly what you deserve. What we've been watching is, in this corner of YouTube, is the spread of that meme. Yeah, well, whatever. Again, this has nothing to do with what you're trying to turn it into. I mean, obviously, emotionally crippled is... You're just saying you're not going to have fun at the theme park if you know that people died to make it. You're just saying that recognizing the fact that it comes at a price, that the party isn't free, that somehow, that's the wrong thing to do, that you should all be selfish fucking gluttons like you. No. And, your whole abyss thing, your fear of being dead, and your non-existent fear of the more likely circumstance, because you're not going to have time to fear your death, probably. You're not going to know what day. When it shows up, it's just going to show up. And what you're going to have, though, is probably brain tumor, some kind of other hard cancer thing, some other invading thing that's going to cause great suffering, and that you've mocked. And so that's the one you deserve. That's the big bucket of shit you deserve to have poured right down your throat, fucker. So whatever. Enough said. I mean, Great Text is just a despicable, ignorant tub of fucking goddamn shit. There's really nothing to say to these assholes who think they get to just make up the idea of fairness and justice. They can't understand what it is to impose. They don't even think the concept exists. Yeah, fuck them. That's a safe. You say fuck. You say God damn it. Let's put on our uniforms. The red and the blue, or the gray and the blue, or whatever color you want to make them, and let's get at it already. Because man, there's just no way. It's an indignity to have to accept you people as a definition of a human. I mean, it's an indignity to the word human that you assholes are walking around calling yourself one. Because you're fucking insane. Ghoulishly, monstrously insane. Pretty much. Yeah. No, completely. No right or wrong. You just make it up. No. No. The tree of reality needs to fall the fuck on you. Yeah, just squish you like a bug. The bug that you are. The ignorant, blubbery, smelly, oozy bug that you are.